when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code FIRSTTAKE today.
Good day. Welcome back to First Take, coming to you live from above the Heineken River Deck at Pier 17 in New York City.
I'm so excited. My family's here. Flav, have you ever seen a shooting performance like this before?
Hey, let me tell you something. I don't care what nobody say, my man is on fire!
Wow, Flav definitely enjoyed the show. Mama put on the Knicks last night. He scored a career-high 34 points on 13 for 14 shooting, becoming the first player to score 34 in less than 20 minutes on the court. You saw him taking his own footage, Stephen A.
Oh my God.
He was all over it. S.A., what did you think of his performance?
S.A., you okay? You okay? Yeah. So make sure you're okay.
I appreciate the theater of it without.
I know. So I'm checking in on my guy. That's all right.
You know, listen. You know what? I will say this. It's just amazing to me how good players are looking against the Knicks this season. You know, defensively, even though since Mitchell Robinson has returned to the lineup, they've elevated their defensive prowess. The bottom line is they've been very, very poor defensively all year long, especially from three-point range, defending the three. And this guy, what is it, Mamu Keleshvili, whatever the hell his name is? How the hell you pronounce his name?
Sandro Mamu Keleshvili.
Just call him
Mamu Keleshvili? Okay,
Make it like Prince. Give him one name.
7 for 7 from three-point range is not to be dismissed. Shoot, you try to do that playing by your damn self. So he did in the game. Major props to him. I look at the Spurs, and I think they've got a tremendous upside when Biyana comes back next season with Fox and everybody else. Nothing but love for them, but it's just a reminder that it's Cleveland and Boston in the East and nobody else. Nobody else.
You kicking the can already? You kicking the can?
Speaking
I did that
of
weeks
the
ago.
East,
That's it?
save it, transition, let's go to the left.
Yes,
to the
ma'am.
left.
Yes, ma'am.
The Eastern Conference playoff race heating up. Cleveland has struggled after its 16-game win streak, becoming just the third team in NBA history to lose 3 straight immediately after winning 15 or more. Despite the skid, the Cavs remain 6 seeds ahead of the second seed Celtics. The Pacers pulled off their third double-digit fourth-quarter comeback this season, outscoring Dallas 14-3 in the final minute. Indiana secured its 15th straight home win, while the Mavericks dropped 11 of their last 13. Lastly, Cade Cunningham recorded his 9th triple-double of the season, sank a game-winning 3, handing the Heat their 9th straight loss, their longest skid under Erik Spoelstra. Stephen A., Miami Heat, what happened to this Heat season?
Pat Riley is what happened to the Heat. And I take no pleasure in saying it because I love this man and I know him. A lot of admiration for him. He's 80 years of age. He's old school. We get all of that. We're not going to look at the Miami Heat and think this is about coaching. Erik Spoelstra is a Hall of Fame coach. The man knows what he's doing. He's bereft of the talent necessary in order to compete. The Miami Heat were the 5th seed as of January 2nd. They were the 5th seed in the Eastern Conference. The whole brouhaha with Jimmy Butler goes down. Their record is like 12 and 25 cents. They've lost 9 straight. It's the longest losing streak of Erik Spoelstra's career. He coached there before LeBron James got there. He's coached there after LeBron James left. He's never lost 9 straight games in a season. And when you look at some of the things that has transpired, and you could put Eminem and Jay up on the screen because I need to look at them when I say this.
What about me? Can I be on the screen too?
No, not really. Here's the deal. I'm only playing. I'm only playing. I
was just messing with you too.
I'm only playing. Miami is a lovely place. It truly is.
Here we go.
And there's a lot of people
They should get a free agent.
There's a lot of people that would love to Miami, one would think. But LeBron departed from there. Kevin Durant couldn't get him there, didn't come there. Damian Lillard, you couldn't get there. And then you made a colossal mistake. We already heard the Dwayne Wade story all over social media about you mess with LeBron James chocolate chip cookies. I mean, think about that. Think about that. You're Pat Riley, and your legacy is going to be, even though LeBron was leaving anyway, you know what people are going to say? LeBron James left for chocolate chip cookies. That's what they're going to say, okay? And then we look at Jimmy Butler. And when you look a guy like Jimmy Butler in the face and say, we ain't moving you, forcing him to become a bit truculent and act up to force his way out, it looks like an organization that you're not inclined to gravitate to. I know it's a first-class organization. I love me some Pat Riley. I love everybody on the Heat. I love the Miami Heat, but you can't, there's something that has to be done because you don't have the talent necessary, which Jimmy Butler knew, by the way. You don't have the talent necessary to really, really compete at a high level. And we never thought we'd be able to say that about a Pat Riley team, but we're saying that about him now. And you got people like Jeff Teague and others on social media talking about how he need to retire. Damn. You can't argue on his behalf right now.
Monica?
Yeah. I mean, I really want to hold, like, space for being able to do things in a traditional sense. But I think you have to adapt. And you got to evolve, and you got to acknowledge the modern-day athlete, right? Dwayne Wade was recently on, I mean, we already knew the chocolate chip cookies, but he was recently on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn with Carmelo Anthony, again, having this, kind of rehashing this whole conversation. And while he's back in good standings with the organization, his own story of leaving Miami and having to come back, taking the trip out to Chicago for a stint. This thing, and I know, Jay, you hear this all the time, especially both in college sports and on the pro level, we keep hearing our athletes different. Like, how do we communicate? How do you coach? This generation is so different. It's so different. At the root of all of this, I still think it's about relationships. But you do have to acknowledge that this version of pro athlete is different from pro athlete when Pat Riley and company first got down there. And so I think that is just a healthy evolution for all involved. To me, it does not mean that Pat Riley is due less respect, S.A., to your point, or that there still can't be a Heat way. But it's got to be a way that fits if you want people to come and be a part of your organization.
Don't you think even the city, though, so you go ahead,
No,
Jay.
no,
I'm going to
please.
say even the city, though, alone, I feel like could attract a major free agent. Still at this point, regardless of Pat Riley.
I just think they need to tap into who's next to kind of carry that torch for the organization.
Yes.
And, you know, on the whole Jimmy Butler stuff, you know, before they got to the 2022.
Here, you know what we're going to do? We're going to pause this because I want to hear you on this. I have to get into commercial.
When you make your first $10 wager, download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code FIRSTTAKE today.
Good day. Welcome back to First Take, coming to you live from above the Heineken River Deck at Pier 17 in New York City.
I'm so excited. My family's here. Flav, have you ever seen a shooting performance like this before?
Hey, let me tell you something. I don't care what nobody say, my man is on fire!
Wow, Flav definitely enjoyed the show. Mama put on the Knicks last night. He scored a career-high 34 points on 13 for 14 shooting, becoming the first player to score 34 in less than 20 minutes on the court. You saw him taking his own footage, Stephen A.
Oh, my God.
He was all over it. S.A., what did you think of his performance?
S.A., you okay? You okay? Hey, so make sure you're
I
okay.
appreciate the theater of it without.
I know. So I'm checking in on my guy. That's all right.
You know, listen, you know what? I will say this. It's just amazing to me how good players are looking against the Knicks this season. You know, defensively, even though since Mitchell Robinson has returned to the lineup, they've elevated their defensive prowess. The bottom line is they've been very, very poor defensively all year long.